How long did you do that?
I promised the AG's office 2 years, so I did that. I did my 2
Wow.
years.
Okay.
You know, it's to some extent it's kind of difficult. Like I said, I had autonomy to be able to go out and do my investigation as I pleased. But the way it works legally is we are an arm of the attorneys.
Oh,
so
sure.
we're very limited on what we can do.
Sure.
You know, there were things, you know, if I'm out and I actually see something going on, I'm basically a civilian that can report it. Even though I have a gun on my hip, I'm not allowed to react.
Right.
And I was in North Charleston interviewing some people, and there was something that happened there. And the perimeter guys were like, "Hey, you're a cop. Why didn't you help? Why didn't you?"
I can't.
Legally, I can't because of my job. So I had some issues with that, and that was my biggest aspect.
Okay.
So I ended up returning to Casey, and I was there for about 6 months before I moved over to investigations full time.
Okay.
In there, I was a latent fingerprint examiner. I did crime scene. I also did the FBI. They developed a team, you know, after the Boston bombing, there was so much video that had to be collected, and there were only so many agents that could do it. They developed what they call the digital image and video recovery team.
Okay.
Divert. And so they go around training local police departments on how to extract the videos, because you know, if you have a surveillance system, you can plug in a thumb drive, download it. Well, it's altered it. The second you do that, it's altered the video.
Really?
So you actually have to go in and extract the original video.
In what way? What do you mean?
Every video system is going to have its proprietary player.
Oh, I got you. I got like fidelity or sound or whatever.
Right.
Sure.
And if it's not that specific player, then the second you watch it somewhere else, it could be slowed down. It could have dropped frames. So they train you on how to extract that properly, so you get the best and most accurate.
That makes sense.
And so essentially the reason they were doing that is if you have something happen, then you can call upon all these different agencies. Hey, we need videos from here, 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 and here.
Right.
So I'd never seen it in use until our Face Wetlick case.
Okay.
So with Face Wetlick.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. So that was the first time I actually saw it used, because we had so much video to collect that I was dedicated to the actual headquarters with the videos.
Right.
And we would send those people from other agencies that we relied on them because they'd been through the same training I've been to. They went out, collected the videos and brought it back to us so we could analyze all the video.
Wow.
And that was key aspects there of making sure, because not every time does it give a timestamp, you know, things like that. So you can narrow down locations and time. So it was very important for them to collect the most accurate, you know, video footage we could. So
remind me, how much time did that take between when she was reported missing and you guys closed it? I mean,
she was closing the case, finding her.
You know what I meant?
Because closing the case was a while.
Yeah. Sorry.
So it was a Monday night. It was February 10th.
Right.
Is when she was reported missing.
Right.
I was actually at the grocery store when I got the initial message on it, and that's something that no one in our agency had ever dealt with before. So
I remember reading or hearing that it was like this in the whole. All Casey, if you're listening to this from somewhere else, it's Columbia where we are. It's not really even a medium-sized city, but let's just say it's a medium-sized city. Casey's like kind of the outskirts of it. It's still a small town. I mean, from what I understood, it was like and I live in Casey. Well, I live in West Columbia, but Springdale, it's all the same, pretty like close. Little area. But I remember like, yeah, this is new. Like, you know, this is something that the whole community, we've never experienced this.
Right. So it was something that even as police officers, none of us had ever experienced. So I have to go ahead and give credit to the chief. I didn't find this out till later on because I was very involved with the FBI on this. Okay. And we met with the FBI afterwards to go over the whole case. And that's when they told us that there are a lot of agencies that turn down their help, will not accept help from federal agencies during something like this. And that
see it on TV.
That was ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
And so I have to say, I'm very thankful for the chief. He realized very quickly that this was probably going to be outside of what we can handle ourselves. And it was probably within 3 hours the FBI was there. By the next morning, we had agents from all over the U.S. It's their response team show up. So she was taken Monday afternoon, and we ended up finding her Thursday morning.
Yeah.
So that's the time frame of the turnaround on it. But
there's so much to that, though. Like, I mean, I don't know how to say it. I mean, but like the arrogance or the ego of someone who's running that crew who doesn't want that help. I mean, to the point of solving that one way or another for the parents to at least understand and know what the status of this whole thing is, right? And but your ego is going to be the thing to say, like, we don't need help.
Right. And I can't stand that. That makes no sense to me.
It's crazy.
You have a child that's missing. There should be no question. You'll take whatever help you can get.
We're all on the same team. I mean,
and that's where we have to give credit there, is that him not being that way, he accepted so much help that we locked down that entire subdivision.
Yeah.
And that is where we believe that he wasn't able to remove her from the subdivision.
Right.
And I don't know how I'd deal with it if he had managed to, and we never had an answer.
All because you were like,
right.
Oh, we don't need to talk to FBI.
Right.
We got this. Meanwhile, we don't know what the hell we're doing. You know,
we don't.
Yeah.
You know, there was one thing we never knew about, like I told you about the divert team.